right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to What's Going Down here on YouTube, here on Twitch, and however else you're listening to. I am your host, Big Time Wait, what? Wait a minute, hold on. I'm not Jimmy. I'm not Jimmy. What the heck am I saying? Oh my gosh. Big Time Jimmy Larson. No, it's me. Is CT Bishop coming to you live. I'm gonna be solo tonight. For those of you who've been tuning in, Big Time Jimmy Larson. He got a job, and not that he's working, but the man needs some rest. It's so we're gonna go solo tonight, but Big Time Jimmy Larson, if you're listening, brother, love you. Get some rest. I know you're working hard, but we're gonna keep this thing going, right, bro? And to everybody listening to this podcast, guess what? Yeah, it's me. It is CT Bishop. I'm not joking around with all of this. Okay, so before we get started on any topics or anything today, as always, if you want to catch Big Time Jimmy Larson on his show at the movies, as well as his brand new show at the arcade, or Time Out at the Arcade, right? Guess what? You can all that information, it is located in the description box below. Also, if you want to catch You want to catch what I do? You want to catch what I do with Josue Skits and Tuesday Night Tussle? That'll be in the description box below. If you want to catch Big Time Jimmy Larson doing some really, really, really cool skits with me where he has to be saved by Santa Claus, guess what? That's in the archive of Tuesday Night Tussle. All right. At the same time, if you want to contact us, right? You want to contact us. The best ways to contact us, you can contact us in the email at whatsgoingdowntoday@gmail.com. That's right. It's not what's going down yesterday, what's going down tomorrow. No, it's what's going down today @gmail.com. You can also contact us on our page, on our Facebook page. Yes, we do have a Facebook page, and that's in the description box below as well. Shoot, let's try to get as many people on there, right? Also, if you have Discord, if you're part of a Discord server, the invitation link is in the description box below. Everything that I'm telling you is in the description box below. If you have Twitter, I am on Twitter. You gotta look me up on Twitter. That my handle is down there too. It is @RevMercado, @RevMercado. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us. You have any questions, feel free to ask questions. If you have any topics that you want us to cover, guess what? Just contact us. That's simple. All right. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody that's listening, I hope you're all doing okay. It's been one heck of week for both myself and Big Time Jimmy Larson. He's like I mentioned before, he's been working very hard. He's a hard-working man. He's doing his thing. I'm proud of the guy. I can't say anything else other than that. I'm just very proud of the man. As for me, I've been dealing with having to do all this crazy health stuff. I know I talked about this before at another podcast. I've been dealing with all this health stuff, with issues with my back and other things. I had to see a blood doctor. Oh my gosh, yeah, I had to see a blood doctor due to some surgery that I had in the past. It's crazy. So I had to see a blood doctor, a blood specialist, and they're going to be doing a bunch of crazy fun stuff. I also have to see a stomach doctor, a gastroenterologist. I believe that's the word for it. So earlier today, and I'm on the East Coast, so this was at 12 noon on the East Coast. I had to go in to get a COVID-19 test, right? And the reason why is because next week on Wednesday, I have to get a procedure done. No, I'm not going to give you the gory details. So I have to get this procedure done next Wednesday. It's going to be related to my stomach issues, things like that. And I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods where you live at, but where I live at, and anytime they're going to do any kind of procedure, operation, whatever, beforehand, like 2 or 3 days beforehand, they need to do a COVID test. And okay, whatever. Now, I have been dreading this for the longest time. I have been dreading this god dang COVID test for the longest time because of the fact that, on the news, they show that they put this kind of big, huge, long type Q-tip in your nose and just shove it up there. Okay? Now, someone who studied history and things like that, right? I've studied history for years. The ancient Egyptians, when they would mummify a body, they would basically put something up the nose, break the bone, that thin layer of bone that separates the brain from the rest of like the nasal cavity, and then pull the brain out. And I know that's kind of gory, but I'm giving you the idea of why I was so worried about this COVID test, because they're sticking something up your nose, and I'm like, what if they screw up, they break that thin layer of bone and they touch a brain or something, and then now I got to go for another reason. I mean, I'm already dealing with enough health issues as it is. Let's just say it. All right. So I get to the hospital. Obviously, I'm wearing a mask and everything. The guy at the security guy who's at also working reception. I'm like, hey, look, I'm here for a COVID test, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And, he takes my temperature, asks me the questions. Have you been out of the state? Have you traveled outside of the country? Have you been sick and blah, 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 or whatever? And I'm like, no, I barely leave the house. Because it's true. I barely leave the house, except for when I'm walking the dogs, or if I'm going to a doctor's appointment. So he says, okay, great, whatever. He said, have you been here before? I'm like, not recently, but I've been here many times for other things. So I give him my name. I give him my date of birth. He prints out one of those sticker ID things now. Is this you? I said, yep. And if you want, I can show you my driver's license. It looks just like that. He said, no, you're fine. I'm trying, anytime. And here's my thing, right? Anytime I got to go in for any kind of medical reason, okay, whether I'm getting an operation, I'm getting some kind of test or whatever, or even when I'm just with my doctor, with my primary doctor, right? I gotta laugh things off. I gotta laugh, I gotta, I joke about it because, you have to smile. You gotta smile, People say, CT Bishop, with all of this stuff going on with your health, blah, 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 how can you smile? And I tell them, well, I'm breathing. Thank God, I thank God every day. I'm breathing. And if you're, and if you're from another religious background, or you thank your God, your deity, what have you, right? That you're breathing. If you're an atheist, you're just happy because you're breathing. You wake up, you're breathing. That no matter what, you're breathing. And that's what I always tell people. Is like, it can always be worse. It can always be worse. You have to be thankful for the little things. You have to be thankful for the little bitty things. And every day you push forward. Every day you push forward. Every day, step by step, little by little, you push forward, And yes, we might have a setback with the health, or if it's a financial thing, right? So with me, because of health, I'm just happy because I woke up. And yes, I may be in a buttload of pain and what have you, but I'm just happy because I woke up and I'm breathing. I'm breathing, and it's for the little things. So for me, I make these jokes. with everything, because I smile, because I am happy that, I'm good. So thankfully, going back into the story, thankfully for me, I get in there, and of course I have to register with the people, saying, hey, yeah, this is me, this is me. They need my driver's license, my insurance card, all that. And then there was a lady that they were testing. There was a lady that they were testing already there, and she was an elderly lady, and she was in a wheelchair. So they were doing the testing, whatever. They got done with her. So the guy who was registering me, and he says, "Hey, I'll be back in a minute. I have to." Okay, yeah, do what you got to do. You know, I'm not. I mean, he was just helping her. Back outside. So, excuse me. So as he's pulling, as they're pulling away and everything, I'm just waiting patiently. I'm waiting patiently, and this elderly lady, and she was, they were having this conversation, and she basically said that, the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy to be breathing. I know I don't have COVID. I know I don't have this, that, and the other. And so you know what, I saw this, and I saw this other, and I respect my elders, and when you see your elders and they're still in that upbeat mood, that no matter what, it just brings my day up even higher. So it's kind of like with what I do with Josue Skits. If I can make somebody laugh, if I can make somebody smile, if I can make somebody just if I can make somebody just, somebody's day that much better with just me acting a fool, putting on a wig, and doing some kinds of crazy silliness, you know what? Then I've done a good job in this world. I've done a good job in this world, and regardless of what, regardless of any sadness and everything, I know I've done something good. So with all of that, the guy comes back, and he says, okay, you can go sit down, blah blah blah. So I sit down, and the lady that's doing the test, she closes the curtain and she sets everything up. So I asked her, so is this test, are you gonna put that big huge Q-tip up my nose? And she says to me, no, 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 no. We stopped doing that a while ago. Now we're just doing a mouth swab. So, oh my gosh, the relief that I had, that I felt, because there was not going to be a big, huge Q-tip being stuck up my nose that can accidentally do damage to my brain. Oh my gosh, I tell you, it was just a I had a big sigh of relief, because, oh, thank goodness, wow. So with all of that, right, again, going back, just, it's like, okay, I'm having all of these, right? I'm having all of these issues health wise. I'm having all of these issues health wise, and the fact that there's nothing gonna be stuck up my nose just brought a little happiness into my life, and regardless of whatever sadness is happening in the world, like I said, there are good things happening, right? And speaking about sadness, and then segueing into all of this, for those of you that do not know, that are not aware of this, excuse me, WWE Hall of Famer Pat Patterson passed away December 2nd, this week. Liver failure caused by a blood clot. It's very sad. It is really, really sad. I never met him personally. No, that's not true. I met him maybe one time, I think, if I remember, but it wasn't like anything huge. But big time Jimmy Larson met him. And hopefully, when he's back next week, he can tell that story if he wants to. But Pat Patterson was, he was. I mean, definitely that old school wrestler, the man's man of of wrestling type. At least in my opinion, this is my opinion. He was that man's man of a wrestler. Just that old school, school of hard knocks. Like, he could knock you out and stretch you out and what have you. It's really, for people that knew him personally, that loved him, I send my prayers to each and every one of you, to his family, his friends, everybody, his loved ones. It was just it was just a shock. It was just a real shocking thing to hear. And for me personally, it's like, it's like when you lose, even though I didn't know him personally, but the fact that he was who he was. It's kind of like, when you lose, it's almost like, when you lose a grandfather, right? You would think that they would live forever, and then all of a sudden, bam, I mean, the man was only, what, 79 years old when he passed away, and for me, that's young. I mean, he was 79 years old. I mean, here's a, I don't know what else. I mean, he was 79. He was very young when he passed away. I mean, I'm checking out his Wikipedia page for just some quick information. I mean, he was born January 19th in 1941, in Montreal, Quebec. His birth name is Pierre Clermont, or Clement, because this is French, right? Pierre Clement. uh, but I mean, for those of you that don't know, whatever, right? Pat Patterson, he was the very first ever WWE Intercontinental Champion. He was the creator of one of the top four WWE pay-per-views. Actually, the match itself, the Royal Rumble, the pay-per-view was based after that. But he was the creator of the Royal Rumble match, and it was a funny, interesting story that I heard, and where the first time it's like Vince, I believe it was Vince Senior. He didn't want anything to do with it. He just thought it was a crazy idea. No, how can you have a battle royal where everybody comes out like every 2 minutes, blah 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 type of thing. And later on, then I guess they tried it or something like that or whatever. It didn't work out too well. Later on, when they were going to think about what kind of match they can do for a big special type thing. It was hey, why don't we try Pat's idea, that crazy Rumble Royal Battle Royal match, blah blah blah, whatever, but yeah, Pat Patterson, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 1996. In 2019, last year, he became the oldest person to ever win a title in WWE history after winning the 24/7 championship, or as our truth says, the 24/7 48/11, whatever, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's really sad. I mean, he's been there and back. He's been there and back in the wrestling community. I mean, there's just so much. There's so much history within that man alone, and it was just it's really sad. Anytime you hear about a legend passing away, where there is a big time legend or a local legend in the wrestling community, regardless of what, he was a brother in the community, and I'm not gonna say anything negative, because throughout the years there have been some negative things said about him, and what have you. I doubt that they're true, but it is what it is. But a legend himself, it just sucks. Patterson, Pat Patterson, he debuted in Montreal, Quebec in 1958. Um, he was wrestling at the Palais des Sports, or the Sports Palace, for promoter Silvio Sampson. And early in his career, he performed as Killer Pat Patterson. I wonder how the late great Killer Kowalski felt about that. In '62, Patterson, despite speaking no English, immigrated to the United States. Remember, he spoke French. He spoke Creole French from Canadian French, as some people would say. He immigrated to the United States to pursue his professional wrestling career, and he eventually became a U.S. citizen. Patterson initially worked for Tony Santos' big-time wrestling promotion in Boston, Massachusetts. In Boston. While living and working in Boston, Patterson met his long-term partner, Louis Dondero. And Louis, and he passed away in '98. I think the one of the biggest things for him in just in his life was when he appeared in Legends House, right? And I don't know if anybody saw it. Let me just look up some information real quick. Real quick. Okay. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. Give me 1 second. I'm doing a Google search. All right, this was in 2014. Okay, in 2014 when he appeared, when he was part of the Legends House, and the Legends House that included Mean Gene Okerlund, Tony Atlas, Hillbilly Jim, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. I mean, it's shoot. I mean, it's the cream of the crop, I guess you can say. But in 2014, that's when it was finally publicly put on notice that he himself, under his own terms, doing it his way, came out as being gay. Now, mind you, is that people knew. People in the industry knew. People who worked with him knew. And he was a well respected. And I mean, he was well respected and everything. But in 2014, he finally made it public. It's like nobody knew. The regular everyday folk, they did not know. And he made it public, and he did it his way. And you know what? Every one of his peers that was right there with him. Oh, and Roddy Piper was on there as well. They gave they just they gave him a hug, because he finally let it out on a public forum. You can tell that it was just aching at his heart. And it was a touching moment. It was a touching moment. And it was a very touching moment. And give me 1 second. See, people are calling now. They want to talk about this. Give me 1 second. Hello. Mira, I'm doing the podcast. Okay, está bien. Bye. All right, people are calling in left and right. I gotta put this phone on mute, for crying out loud, No, but going back into this, I mean, his peers, they knew, obviously, but it was just like a big proud moment for them that, he finally let it out his way. And I remember the two, it was almost like a two-part episode where Pat Patterson was singing "My Way." And then they show a trailer for the next episode of I'm trying to remember for the next episode where he started crying, and and they really didn't give any like, why is he crying? Why is he upset? What's going on? You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, he was singing the song, and then the next episode, they were at the house, and he let it out. That was the way he wanted to do it. He did everything his way. He lived his life his way. Being a professional wrestler, doing everything that he did, whether it's behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, what have you. You know what I mean? And he did it his way. So around that time, and I'll tell you a crazy story. Around that time, there's a lot of people that came to me, and they asked me, because of my time, my little bit of time that I did in the business, how did I feel about it? I'm like, okay, whoop de frickin' do. He finally came out. Like, I already, a few of us already knew from different people that knew him personally or whatever, right? But and from, like, I think the one time that I met him when it was let out, but it was like, what the freaking do? Yeah, it's like, okay, cool, support the guy, as a friend, but some people, they were like so shocked, and it was like it became almost like a scandal of. I'm like, and I had to set a lot of things straight. I'm like, look, let me tell you something. I've been in the ring. I've been in the ring with, and in the locker room with, plenty of wrestlers who are gay. Do I care? No. Why does it fucking matter? And pardon my French with that, but why does it freaking matter? Look, they're it's their blood, their sweat, and their tears. They train hard. They give their blood, sweat, and tears to this business. They love this business as much as anybody loves it. You know what I mean? And who freaking cares? That's just all I gotta say about it. We try not to get into controversial things here, but I just had to say that. But anyway, so one of my earliest memories of Pat Patterson on TV, it was just, you're seeing him on camera. And I think the first match that I ever saw Pat Patterson in was in the late '80s, the mid to late '80s, towards the last of his run. And for crying out loud, like, it's like early '80s, really early '80s, early to mid '80s, and towards the last of his run, this guy could go. Oh my gosh, yeah, I was a big Hulkamaniac as a kid, but I noticed all, every other wrestler out there, and this was before Hulkamania became a thing, so. I tell you, wrestling really captured my imagination. It captured my heart to, you know, to want it to be that, and I got to give credit, I got to give credit and respect and love to Pat Patterson, because he was one of the many wrestlers that I saw on TV that I wanted to be like. I was a chubby kid. I was a chubby kid, and he was a chubby guy, and he got in the ring and he got down. So you got to give props. You got to give all the respect and props to the guy. You know what I mean? Again, he was a man. He was a man's man, old school wrestler. But no, it's just really sad. It's really sad to really think about, that he passed away, but also think about the good memories. You remember when he was him and Gerald Briscoe, when they were the McMahon Stooges, and anytime him and Gerald Briscoe would come out. They would come out to the Hulk Hogan's "I'm a Real," Real American theme song, doing the whole nine. Where they are. They're doing the whole Hulk Hogan, posing and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So, uh, I mean, towards I mean, yeah, it was for comic relief, but you gotta give the guy props. You gotta give the guy props for regardless of what, he did his thing, and I don't know what else I can say, really. I don't know what else I can say. I mean, I can go down the list of all of his accomplishments, from his early career to what have you. I mean, it's just, it won't do any good. It won't do it any justice. Like in 1977, right? Just me talking about this now, right? 1977, Pat Patterson wrestled for Eddie Graham's Tampa, Florida based championship wrestling from Florida. During his run, he won the NWA Florida Television Championship and the NWA Florida Tag Team Championship, as well as briefly serving as a booker. In '78, he joined Vern Gagne's American Wrestling Association. He reformed the Blonde Bombers with Ray Stevens, with both of them winning the AWA World Tag Team Championship later that year. I mean, he wrestled for he not wrestled. He toured in 1979. He toured with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He has a long history, even before the WWE. In his backs from 2000 to now, to his passing, right? His backstage roles, right? He unified the World Heavyweight Championship. He unified the belts in October 2002. It was hold on. I mean, it's just crazy, all of this stuff that just on his own Wikipedia page. You know what I mean? I mean, he was a regular. He was a regular cast member. I already mentioned it at Legends House on July 22nd, 2019. During the Raw reunion episode, Patterson won. This was last year. The 24/7. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. He pinned Drake Maverick backstage, and then the funny. And I remember watching this. I remember, a lot of people don't like the 24/7 championship, but I like it. It's funny. It brings that comic relief to it. Sometimes it can go too far, but I agree. Sometimes, and I understand a lot of people may not like it, and that's fine. Different strokes for different folks, right? But it was funny because he lost the title to Gerald Briscoe off screen later that same night. They didn't even show it. All they showed was like all of a sudden it was like Gerald Briscoe carrying the belt. Oh my gosh. Let me see. It's crazy, crazy. Is just crazy. Now, it all I know is that Patterson's gonna be well missed. You know, um Patterson's gonna be well missed. WWE, they did a really good thing, this week. With the memories and everything, showing everything. A really good memorial. I cried when they showed it on Raw and on NXT and on SmackDown last night. I cried all three times. I cried all three times. I'll admit it. So you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's have a 10 bell salute for Pat Patterson. Okay. Let's have a 10 bell salute for Pat Patterson, and let's just show some respect. All right. That's for you, Pat. That's for you, Pat. All right, everybody. So, yeah, today we're definitely going off the cuff. We're definitely going off the cuff. So all I know is that I'm still waiting. Okay, all I know is that I am still waiting for the new season of Cobra Kai to come out. Yes, it's supposed to be for 2021, but gosh darn it, I want it now. Okay. there's only so many times I can binge watch all the episodes, on Netflix. You know what I mean? But this month, I believe it's gonna be next week. They're gonna show the new teaser trailer for season 3, and I'm sure myself and Big Time Jimmy Larson will be talking about the trailer as among other things that's gonna happen. Um, Let me see. What else? What else about the Cobra Kai thing? I mean, and me and Big Time Jimmy Larson, we talked about this before on a previous show. So check out the archives. So you can check it out. But what's gonna happen? That is the serious question that everybody is asking. What's gonna happen on season 3 of Cobra Kai? I mean, are we going to get a unification of Daniel and Johnny? And they both go to Japan or something? Because I mean, and it's we already know they're going to Japan. That Daniel is going to Japan, but is he bringing Johnny? Is he bringing his wife and kids? Right? Is he going to? I mean, is there gonna be a? I mean, in one of the teaser trailers that I saw, Miguel wakes up. He wakes up. So, is this gonna be before an operation, after an operation? Is he going to, be paralyzed for a part of the season, and then he gets? I mean, we don't know. We really don't know. And one of the posters that I saw. They show Johnny with Miguel and Kreese with Hawk. You know what I mean? I wonder what's gonna happen there. I'm trying not to get into too much detail because these are things that me and Big Time Jimmy Larson can talk about. But you have to ask these questions. What's gonna happen there? Is Cobra Kai gonna be broken into two? Where is Johnny's Cobra Kai's versus Kreese's Cobra Kai's? What's gonna happen? How does Ali how does Ali with a Y or Ali with an I, right? Ali Schwarber, how does she fit into this other than the past history from the first Karate Kid movie, right? How does she she is a doctor, but is she gonna be responsible for bringing a doctor that's gonna help save Miguel's life? What's gonna happen, y'all? What's gonna happen? What's going down with that? In all seriousness, what's gonna happen? You have to ask all these questions. I mean, me personally, I think that Johnny's going to Japan. He's going to Okinawa. That's my prediction, y'all. Johnny is going to Okinawa with Daniel, and he's gonna find himself. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's it. And if I'm wrong, I promise you that if I'm wrong and Johnny does not go with Daniel to Okinawa, I will make a suggestion, right? Make a suggestion of, what? I'll say I'm a little teapot on the air if I'm wrong. And more, No, but no, serious. I mean, what's gonna happen? Is Johnny gonna go to Okinawa? That's the question everybody's asking. How does Chosen fit into this? How, what is something, what is the deep dark secret that Daniel doesn't know that Chosen can teach him? Are Chosen and Daniel, are they going to relive their beef from the Karate Kid Part 2? That's another interesting question. Are they going to first relive their beef from the Karate Kid, Part 2, before they start getting along? Or is everything all good, well and good, since the fight that they had, in Part 2, at the end, it basically, uh it fulfilled the honor code that they have. The chose is chosen but hurt, is chosen still but hurt over what happened in Karate Kid Part 2, or is he finally, settled down and realized, what, I was a butthead. I was a butthead, and you know what? I'm glad Daniel kicked my booty the way he kicked my booty. So many questions come to mind, because there's so many different things that can be brought up into this. They're they're coming full circle with Karate Kid, the Karate Kid movie. Now they're bringing in Karate Kid Part 2. And here's the thing, is that for anybody that pays attention to the different YouTube shows that talk about it, so many people are asking, is Terry Silver gonna make an appearance? Is Terry Silver gonna make an appearance? Is he somehow connected? We don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? We just have to. Come to terms that we just have to wait. And as much as we want it, we want to rush, season 3 and everything, right? We can't. Again, people are asking, is Terry Silver Tori's father? Who knows? I personally doubt it. But hey, you never know. Are they going to bring back Mike Barnes at some point? Or here's something a lot of people don't even think about. Is Tori Mike Barnes' illegitimate daughter? Everybody's asking if Terry Silver is her father, but with the story that Tori with a Y, okay, that Tori gave, that the way she grew up, maybe Mike Barnes is her father. Who knows? We really don't know. This is why I love this show so much, because it's like, oh my gosh, it just brings so many different aspects to it and what have you. You know what I mean? Let me see. Oh, okay. So here's another thing I wanted to kind of bring up. Okay, another thing that I really wanted to try to bring up is let me see if I can set this up without. Let's see if I can set this up without damaging the way it looks on the screen right now. Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. No, okay, so nope, it's not gonna work. Okay. All right, so myself and Big Time Jimmy Larson, we're a part of this wrestling group, right? We're a part of this wrestling Facebook wrestling group, and we share memes, we share stories, we share anything and everything, right? So they are okay. There we go. You know what? There you go. I'm gonna keep it there for now. Okay. Let me kind of, anyway. sorry to all of those that are watching this as I'm setting this up, right? So okay, so in our group, they are they you know, we're voting for admin of the year. Okay, we're voting for admin of the year, and and it's funny because I've been doing a lot of these crazy videos, right? These skit videos where uh I am literally campaigning for every admin. I already made my vote. My vote, and the admin knows that I voted for them, right? But I'm doing these crazy campaign videos for a lot of the admins, and I'm trying to get all crazy with it and whatever, right? And it was cool because and without giving away too much details, one of the admins of the group, his name is Gene. So just earlier today, I got done doing a thing for him, and I had to go all out. I had to go all out with it. So I want to share that with you really quick. I want to share that video with you really quick, so I know you'll be able to see it. So, give me 1 second. I'll press play. You'll hear it.
Well, you know something, me, Gene Crossing? The Hulkster knows that you are running for admin of the year. And let me tell you something, and in this corner, if you don't vote for my brother, Mean Gene Crossing, you're going to be making the biggest mistake of your life. And what you're going to do when Mean Gene Crossing runs wild on you. Mean Woo Gene! I heard that you were running for admin of the year in the group and in this corner. Woo! And you know that the jet flying, limousine riding, woo! 16-time world champion, woo! Has to give his support. And it doesn't matter how many times I gotta do all of this crazy crap. The Ninja Boy, Rick Woo Flair, is gonna have your back. Woo! And in this corner, I heard that you're going to vote for admin of the year? And you didn't tell me? You did not tell me that you were going to vote for admin of the year? Well, let me tell you something. You need to vote for Gene Crossing for admin of the year. Because if you don't, you're fired!
All right, yeah, that was fun to do. That was fun to do. That was one of the videos that I did. Uh, oh my gosh. One of the videos that I did, and it was, I've been having fun with all of this. For many of you, like I said, I just, as I was saying earlier, as we say every week, if you want to catch with the Josue Skits and everything, it's really everything's in the description box below. Also at the movies, I love doing, anytime Big Time Jimmy Larson asks me to be part of it, to do other than editing, right? But to do a skit or something, it's just fun because, you gotta have fun. You have to have fun. You gotta have fun with it. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun with it. What else? You know what I mean? What else? You just gotta have fun with it. And just if you want to see me do a skit, Okay, if you want to see me do a skit, it was last night. Big time Jimmy Larson. He posted Suburban Commando. He posted Suburban Commando. No, sorry, that's Suburban Commando. Sorry. Santa with muscles. I apologize. Big time. I'm sorry. He posted Santa with muscles. And I did something. I did something with it. I did something with it. You know. That was really fun to do. That was really fun to do. You know, just like with any other little parts here and there, right? That was really, really fun to do. So you got to check it out. Now, normally, big time Jimmy Larson, he would tell you what review he's doing in the next week. So I have no idea. So big time, if you're listening, text me or chat. Let me know. But you got to check it out. You got to check out his reviews. He always does, you know, these really cool, funny reviews. It's you got to check it out. You definitely got to check it out. So his, you know, as I was saying earlier, his channel is in the description box below. You know, so subscribe, hit the notification icon. You know, check out every video. I mean, and here's the thing: hit the like button. And if you're part of Josue Skits, if you are part of Tuesday Night Tussle, if you are part of At the Movies or Time Out at the Arcade, if you are part of this channel, What's Going Down, you know what? Just hit the like button, and if you like what we do. You know, that's a really good way to support our channels. Share the videos. Get it out there. Get it out there. You know, the content. You know what I mean? It just takes a second of pressing a button, right? So actually, I'm texting big time now. But yeah, no. So I mean, so it's very important. It's very important. You know, it's very important to us that if you can help us out in that way, please, help us out. Share the videos. Again, hit like. All right. So he just texted me back. Next week at the Movies, big time Jimmy Larson is gonna do Ernest Saves Christmas. Yes. Ernest Saves Christmas. Let me tell y'all something about any Ernest movies that big time Jimmy Larson reviews. It is funny as heck. Okay? It is funny as heck. That's all I gotta say. It is funny as heck, alright? In the last review that he did, okay? And the last review that he did, I love because he made Ernest look like the bad guy. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Come on now. Oh my god. No, but check it out next week. On At the Movies. Check out Ernest Saves Christmas. It is another really, really fun review. Just check it out. Let me see what else do I have in store here. Okay. Okay. All right, you know what? So this week we're going to keep it short and sweet. You know, like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of health issues, and I'm working with that. And next week, you know what? It's gonna be back to normal. It's gonna be back to normal next week. Here on What's Going Down with big time Jimmy Larson and myself. So I just want y'all to know, you know, myself and big time Jimmy Larson, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. For tuning in, for joining us on the podcast. It's really awesome. It's really awesome that the support that we do have, and it's awesome with the growing support that we're continuing to get. And it's in a year's time, let's see where we're at. But just remember that each and every one of you that have been with us from the beginning, we wouldn't be here where we are now if it wasn't for each and every one of you. So just remember that until next time, I love you all, and check us out next week on another episode of What's Going Down.